And then we're going to have from the 4th row of the starting grid, Robbie Stapleford and Finlay Dunn. They will be together on the 4th row of the grid, and then on row 5 and rounding up the top 10, it is going to be Noah Hadley and Matthew Hyde. It should be a really exciting battle with these guys towards the sharp end of the field. Row 6 is going to be Jude Furnihau and Zach Ripley, so expect some decent overtaking moves from Ripley in the Evolution kart. Then it's going to be Aidan Line and Ellis Bourchier on the 7th row of the grid. And then we'll continue on through the grid running. We'll have Louis Horsley and Drew Davidson together on the 8th row of the grid. And then on the 9th row, the last row of the grid, is going to be Luke Garlick, who is battling away there with Christian Brooks, who the championship leader, of course, coming into this race. Is going to have a real mission on his hands to fight his way back. Jack Sherwood in 19th position on the grid. Now, Aaron Walker had the victory pretty much tied up in the earlier race, but his axle snapped going into the final couple of corners of the race. So expect him to want vengeance from that and to try and push for the victory right from the off. But he's got two tough guys to go for, Pearson and Archie Walker, and then he's got the tough cookie alongside him in the start of the race as well. They get going underway, no problem at all. They charge through, and who is leading? That is the 41 of Pearson. Straight away, Walker's got into second position. He wants to make or break after his retirement in race 1 round the outside of Christmas. He holds on to it, and there's contact. That is the 24 of Stapleford who's gone around. So Stapleford unfortunately falls to the back of the queue, and also in there is Davidson. That is a big problem for Drew Davidson. What a shame. He was looking so good up until that point. And that's Aaron Walker again! Oh, disaster! Aaron Walker's gone off the road again! That is such a shame. His meeting and his chance to win the title has just exploded around him. He's gone off on the way to Ashby. I guess he's gone for an overtaking move, and there's been some kind of contact, as Aaron Walker does not lose it at that point of the course. And he's not that kind of driver, so I guess there's been some kind of fisticuffs. Didn't see anything myself, but to see Aaron Walker off the track again, that is pretty much game over in the championship. As Spindlow makes the move for the inside of Archie Walker. Walker has to concede, but that was a very forceful move. Well, the yellow flags are flying, and that, of course, is for Aaron Walker's stationary kart. Any chance he might have had, and it was looking good up until the end of the previous race to win the title, is now well and truly mothered, unfortunately now. Christian Brooks, oh, bit of a shove there, and that's because the 68's in trouble. Ben Dawson, Ellis Bourchier ended up nudging him. Ben Dawson in trouble. That's a real disaster for Ben. What an end to his race. That's come way too early from his point of view. On a spin there into the boot, and it looks as though he was helped there because he's not happy. The 38 banging his fist on the steering wheel. That is Horsley. So a very unhappy Louis Horsley having a moment there. Well, trying to now pick out what's going on as a result of all of that pushing and shoving. Pearson leads the way. Spindlow's going for broke in the hairpin though. So Pearson leads it. Spindlow in second place. Archie Walker's now third in front of Zach Ripley. So a really good start to his campaign in X30 Minis. Then it's Matthew Hyde in 5th from Jack Cox, Ellis Bourchier, Christian Brooks, who's up to 8th place now. And Spindlow again tries on Ed Pearson. Again, Pearson holds him at bay. Ed Pearson probably wondering, what on earth is he playing at? He's going for the smallest gaps in history. But as Ayrton Senna did once say, if you don't go for a gap that exists, you're not a racing driver. They come off of Crook and up Fine Lady. Here's the move from Spindlow. This time it's almost certain he's going to get the job done. There he goes, and also Ripley is trying to get through on Archie Walker. Hasn't made the move stick yet because Walker is keeping himself nicely there in third position. Not going to give Zach Ripley anything on a plate. As they go through Ashby, Archie Walker running very well indeed there in third position. Track limit warning goes to him. Didn't see anything untoward, but then Matthew Hyde has got one as well, and he's there in 5th position. So it's just flirting with the edge, I think, of what they're allowed to do. Zach Ripley tries again on Archie Walker. He's not going to make the move yet. He's going to wait for the best opportunity. So here comes Ripley trying again on the Dan Holland Racing Man. We've got another car off the circuit on the main straight there. So let's try and wheedle out who is out of this race. We've got Aaron Walker is out. Drew Davidson is out. Ben Dawson is out. It's up the inside. That is Ripley on Archie Walker. He gets through. And the other man out of the race, well, it's only those three out of the race by the look of it. Ben Dawson, Drew Davidson and Aaron Walker. So a real disaster for those three, particularly for Aaron Walker after his brilliant performance in race 1. He didn't even get the chance to show what he could do in race 2, really. He got up to 2nd position. Must have gone for a move, or someone else must have gone for a move on him, and it ended up causing all sorts of carnage. So Spindlow is your leader now, from Pearson in 2nd place. Then it is Ripley. Archie Walker trying to shake off Matthew Hyde. Oh, running so close to the wall on the outside. You can't really flirt with that wall on the outside. If you go into that, it hurts, and it hurts big. Here comes Ripley, gunning for Pearson. Here he goes, popping out to the inside at Christmas. Job done. That didn't take long. Zach Ripley making it look pretty easy, but Pearson is not going to let that one go. He's a very feisty racer, is Ed Pearson. He will not take defeat lying down, and he's going to tag onto the back of Ripley and work with him to try and get into Spindlow. So they will push hard, and then of course you've got support from Archie Walker and Matthew Hyde as well. 4 against 1. It doesn't seem particularly convincing, but Freddie Spindlow is going to have a bit of a challenge here. Ripley's going to charge after him. Here comes Pearson, 3rd position in front of Archie Walker. Walker's going to try and get a run off the turn. Can Walker make a bid into Christmas? He's definitely looking pretty feisty. Let's not forget, this is his first meeting out of cadets. And Archie Walker looking pretty strong. Up to the braking zone for the hairpin at Christmas corner. Keeping in front of Matthew Hyde, no problem. And Ed Pearson getting a little bit loose. That's going to give him a chance. Behind them, it's Jack Cox in 6th from Robbie Stapleford. Then Finley Dunn, Christian Brooks in 9th. And then it's Bourchier in 10th. And that's what's going to be the most painful thing of all for Aaron Walker, is that he knows he could have beaten Christian Brooks by quite a long way. Archie Walker dives for the inside of Pearson to try and hold off Matthew Hyde and gets the move done. Goodness me. Pearson was taken quite aback by that. I don't think he realised it was happening. I don't even think Archie Walker realised it was happening until he made the move. I think he just saw that out of the corner of his eye and thought, oh, that gap's big enough. And I've got Matthew Hyde to the inside, so the outside, so I need to make something happen. Bit of a warning for contact there with Matthew Hyde, because I think what initially happened is they ended up tagging those two, him and Walker. Walker he basically got sent into the inside line of Ed Pearson and had to go for an overtake when he wasn't even trying to. And that's kind of given Pearson a bit of a shake-up. Down to 5th position, he's gone. But Archie Walker responded to that very quickly and averted disaster. Basically ended up having to make an overtaking move when he didn't think there was one on. And Ed Pearson responded very well as well. He averted disaster there. So a really good bit of jostling for position. And as I was saying, with Christian Brooks in about 9th position, and he was low down in the first race as well, what's really painful is that Aaron Walker would have made a massive amount of points on Christian Brooks in this first 2 races. He would have been in contention for the title had he got some really decent points on the board, but now he's not going to get anywhere near the points he should have got, and that's pretty much going to end his hopes for the championship. It's such a cruel blow for Aaron Walker. He can fight back in races 3 and of course the final, and hope that if he can get in the top 3 there, we'll have to see what happens in the points tally. I'm just not sure it's going to be enough, which is such a shame, because that was a win that was on in race 1 and certainly in race 2 as well. And here comes another charge on Walker. Big move up the inside from Hyde. No chance. Archie Walker slams the door firmly shut in his face. Is that the best you've got? And that's exactly what Ed Pearson needs. He wants to get another opportunistic move. So Pearson's going to try and chop through on the exit of Crook. Back on the power, up Manuel's bank. But Hyde is absolutely determined. I'm not going to let this guy have 3rd position. We're on the last lap, so he's got to try and dig deep and find his magic. But Ed Pearson believes that 4th position is definitely doable. Archie Walker hanging on for a 3rd position finish. He could get this one very neat and tidy, but Matthew Hyde is going to chuck everything at him on this last lap. Ripley has done his best to catch up to Freddie Spindlow, but that's not going to happen. Freddie Spindlow's going to have the victory here. Ripley's going to have 2nd. Archie Walker should just hang on for 3rd position. But here comes Freddie Spindlow. Good job, good first couple of laps, and dealt with the pressure beautifully. Victory for Freddie Spindlow. He takes the win. 2nd for Ripley and 3rd for Archie Walker. He does hang on in front of Hyde and Pearson. And then